Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. The question is the differences between the Ashariyah and the Maturidiyah. Okay, so of course both are Sunni schools for sure. They're two out of the three valid Sunni schools to go along with the Hanabila. For our purposes, generally we're going to say they're one. There's really no differences. On a more scholarly analysis, of course, you're going to find some differences, and there's actually a difference of opinion on how many legitimate differences there are, contrary to semantical type differences that aren't actually real differences. If you're going to take some examples, obviously we're Ashariya. You find, for example, the Sifa of at-Takween, is that a Sifa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The Maturidiyah, they affirm that, and the Ashariyah don't. But even the Ashariyah have the Sifa of al-Idrak, so that's actually khilaf in the Ashari school itself. You have things like, does Iman increase and decrease? Is that a real khilaf? It's even an opinion in the Ashari school anyway. Obviously, the Maturidiyah famously, going back to Abu Hanifa, say that Iman doesn't increase and decrease. And the Rajih, Rujihat Ziyadatul Imani. So is it actually even a khilaf? And it actually looks like that it's not even a real khilaf anyway, because it's looking at it from one perspective. There are things that are mentioned. The Husun and the Qubuh, the Hasan and the Qabih, is it Aqliyan, is it Shar'iyan, is it a mixture? Obviously the Sha'ira say that they're Shar'iyan. The Sifa Nafsiyya, or not Nafsiyya, but the Kalam al-Nafsi, afwan. The Kalam al-Nafsi, the Sha'ira say that obviously going along with the dal and the madlul. Is there really a difference between the Ashari and the Maturidiyah with regards to that? There are things that are mentioned. Is it possible to have a woman prophet? There's a difference between the Ashari and the Maturidiyah. What about the children that pass? Are they saved? There are things that are mentioned in the books. But again, they're both valid Sunni schools, and we're Ash'ariyah, but we don't look down at the Maturidiyah, and they don't look down at the Ash'ariyah. And for our purposes, they are the same, right? Especially in usul, there's some far'i issues that can be discussed, and at times maybe even some usuli, but that doesn't really contradict the overall umbrella of Ahlu Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So, نعم, وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.